But Mumbai, just cut back a month ago, and we were saying maximum city, maximum cases. How did Mumbai manage to bring down its caseload? Certainly, its daily caseload. Is it because Mumbai has put a cap on testing, or is it because the city has already peaked? From the curve, from the corona wall, it's pretty clear that the curve in Mumbai has pretty much flattened out, and perhaps the peak for active cases is over. Joining me now is Dr. Muzaffar Lakhdawala. He's a laparoscopic GI surgeon. He also heads the NSCI Dome facility in Worli, which is the biggest COVID facility in the city. Thanks very much, Dr. Lakhdawala. Mumbai, of course, I just showed that to our viewers on the wall. From a high of almost 30,000 cases, it's come down to about 23,000 active cases right now. How do you, or what would you attribute this flattening or this declining trend in the Mumbai COVID curve?
So what I would like to say is that Mumbai has always been a land of resilience, right? Mumbaikars have been resilient. Even with COVID, I think we've kind of proved it. We were one of the first few cities in India, at least, having the largest number of cases. I think where we went right, probably, and which looked on the face of it was probably wrong. We did a lot of testing as compared to other parts of India. We had to take the brunt because we were one of the biggest metros in India. We would have had the largest number of people returning from abroad. And so the numbers really escalated and jumped up. We also probably have one of the largest slum population. The density of the population is much, much more with the number of people living in a tiny little area. But I think the local government, the Bombay Municipal Corporation, probably went out and tested enough of number of people. And then they quarantined the people at the right point of time, irrespective of the numbers looming up at the beginning. So I think that's where probably Mumbai went right, in my opinion, at least.
One of the things that we're seeing is even as the main city itself is showing a declining trend, in the outskirts, in the satellite cities and satellite towns outside of Mumbai, whether it's Thane, Navi Mumbai, Mira Bhayandar, etc., there suddenly we're seeing a big caseload. In fact, many of those municipalities are in a lockdown, a full lockdown right now, even as we speak. But once they lift that lockdown eventually by the middle of this month, there's a lot of traveling that happens between the outskirts and town. A lot of people live in places like Navi Mumbai and Thane and then come into town for work. Do you see Mumbai's caseload shooting up as and when that happens?
So I think that is going to be the case with anything, right? So the major cities are going to start decreasing in the numbers. For example, Delhi, in my opinion, is probably peaking right now, or maybe in another week or so it will peak. And then it's going to spread. It's going to spread into the hinterlands of India. The same case with the major metro and the peripheral lying areas, that these areas are going to be affected. So where the administration has to be careful is that they've already built up enough of strength. We've got enough of jumbo facilities. The idea is not to let up, to go and quarantine people, go and isolate people, and not to decrease your testing abilities. If these people are positive, try and move them out, because now you have enough of facilities. You've built up your infrastructure, time to use that infrastructure.
One final word. Do you believe that for Mumbai itself, the COVID peak may be over? It's already peaked maybe about a week, 10 days ago. And what about the possibility of a second wave? How real is that fear of a second wave, as we've seen in Seoul and in China, for example?
So I do believe that Mumbai were to see its peak, the worst of it, towards the end of June and the early part of July. Yeah. I think we are probably on a downward trend. The number of cases, though, are going up. We are testing a lot, but that's not of concern, because 85% of more of these cases are probably asymptomatic. The number of ICU beds that we are requiring has probably let up, even in the private infrastructure as well as the government infrastructure. And to me, that's a sign that probably Mumbai is on its way back up again, and probably I hope that is true.